Hey, welcome back all. Hope everyone's doing well. Today we're going to do a video about a very popular type of shoe, Norwegian Construction. So we're going to look at 3 pairs from the same brand, and we're going to do this to kind of take the element of how well something's executed out of it and really just stick to the aesthetic and why my favorite type I don't even have. Let's kind of jump right in. So as we're looking at some of these initial pictures, we're going to start with a hand-welded shoe. And the reason that we're going to start there is because that's obviously like your classic type of construction. And when I say that, I mean classic men's footwear. This is the construction, even if you're not thinking of it as a construction type, this is the aesthetic that you're thinking of when you think of that classic men's dress shoe. It's not something that has extra decoration. It's just the simple, elegant, and clean silhouette of a hand-welded shoe. Maybe it's a Goodyear welded shoe, but it's not. It's hand-welded. So with this type of construction, you're really going to get kind of the cleanest and the most, I don't want to say elegant, but I will, because it's the most simple version of this. You'll get the finest level of detail. You'll get the narrowest waist, kind of the cleanest heel clip. Kind of, it's the most like versatile version of the different types of construction, in my opinion. So in reality, like this is definitely probably my favorite type. But we're not talking about just overall constructions today. We're going to talk specifically about Norwegian Construction. So we're going to look at the bottom work here as well, details of the shoe that's impacted when you choose a Norwegian Construction or not. And as we're looking at this second pair, this is a double row kind of linear Norwegian Construction, and we're going to have to kind of tackle the topic of what is Norwegian Construction and why is it not a Norwegian welt in another video. The basic explanation is that it's not a welted construction. It's sewn directly into the upper. Now, this is what some refer to as a half Norwegian constructed shoe or 180 degree Norwegian constructed. And that basically just means that the front half of the shoe has its construction based on the Norwegian, braid or the Norwegian stitching. Now with doing a half Norwegian construction, you will still be able to get the benefits of that narrow blind waist or the aesthetic of the blind waist. And you're really going to still maintain that clean heel clip, refined silhouette from the mid body of the foot back. So now this brings the topic of like, I don't want to say I'm not a huge fan, but this isn't my favorite. It makes it hard to maintain a well-balanced shoe when you have the front half of the shoe much more robust than the rest of the shoe. When I say that, I still really do love this shoe, and I love some of the other shoes that I have that are very similar. It's not my favorite style, and I really didn't know this until after I had them. Let's kind of move into the next one, and this is going to be the Braided Norwegian stitching, and this is a 270 degree Norwegian construction. With this, really kind of developing a completely different aesthetic than that double row stitching. It's still Norwegian constructed, but the aesthetic part of that Norwegian braid is completely different, especially since it's extending back all the way to the heel breast. When you get into the waist of this, you're going to notice it's a much wider waist, strictly because you're adding that extra decoration, that extra robust detail to the top of the outsole. And when doing that, obviously you can't maintain the same width or the same narrow waist that you would when it's not there. So depending on what it is that you're going for, maybe that's good, maybe that's bad. For me, one of the main reasons why this is one of my favorite styles is because with the Norwegian construction, especially with a braided one, the whole purpose is to exude a robust, sense of like strength in the shoe that it can really kind of withstand, a lot of hard wear. So it's not something that you really need to maintain a narrow waist for. It still has all the support that it would any other shoe. It really kind of fits the overall aesthetic of what the purpose of the shoe is for. If we want to touch on what my actual favorite Norwegian construction is, it's a full 360 degree one. Like with the half Norwegian, I didn't know that until I already had the 2 others. And that's kind of what made me realize that was my favorite. It kind of ties back into like, what is the purpose of the shoe? What is the purpose of the Norwegian construction? For me, it's okay, maybe it doesn't actually make the shoe like a lot more water resistant, and maybe I'm not going to go like kind of trenching through rivers in these things, but that's the purpose of the Norwegian Construction. For me, I would want that functional detail to tie back to what the actual purpose of the detail is. Kind of like a decoration, but just truly like a functional aspect of the shoe. While you're not going to get that same narrow waist, same clean heel clip, it's not important for me when I'm making this type of shoe, or when I'm, ordering the shoe rather, because I'm not going to make it. I don't know if this was informative or not, but I hope it was enjoyable. And if you have questions, or let me know what your favorite style of Norwegian construction is in the comments. We'll do a video here in the next couple of weeks talking about what actually Norwegian construction is. So thanks for sticking around. Bye.